Okay, let's talk about one of history's most chilling and truly baffling unsolved mysteries. It's a story that takes place in the vast, frozen wilderness of Russia's Ural Mountains, and it's one that just defies any easy explanation.
So, picture this. It's February 1959. A group of 9 adventurers sets out on a skiing expedition. They were students, they were explorers, and, well, they would never be seen alive again.
9 people. And you have to remember, these were not novices. Not at all. They were seriously experienced, highly skilled hikers. This trip should have been a walk in the park for them.
So let's really dig into what happened on this journey and how a totally routine trek could spiral into such an absolute nightmare. The plan was simple. They'd complete their route and send a telegraph to their sports club. But that message? It never came. After 2 weeks of just silence, the alarm bells finally started ringing. A huge search and rescue operation was launched, and what they were about to find would lay the groundwork for a mystery that people are still obsessed with today. The very first thing the rescuers came across was the group's campsite. And, in a lot of ways, this is the most baffling part of the entire story.
Yeah, you heard that right. This is the detail that just changes everything. Their only shelter from the brutal, sub-zero cold wasn't ripped open by an animal or some attacker. It was cut open from the inside.
Just try to make sense of this. They apparently fled their tent in a total panic, but they left all their food, their warm clothes, their gear, everything behind. Investigators found zero evidence of a fight. And maybe the weirdest part? The only footprints in the snow belonged to the hikers themselves. No one else was there. So you have to ask, what on earth could terrify 9 experienced mountaineers so much that they'd slice open their only shelter and run out into a blizzard, some of them not even properly dressed?
And believe me, the mystery only gets deeper and darker from there. The search for the hikers themselves led to a series of discoveries that were, frankly, even more disturbing.
Rescuers started finding the bodies, one by one, scattered over a huge area, way far from the tent. They were in various states of undress. Some didn't even have shoes on. It just makes absolutely no sense in that kind of environment.
Now, the initial conclusion for some of the first bodies they found seemed pretty simple. Hypothermia. They froze to death. Case closed, right? Well, not even close. As more of the group was found, it became horrifyingly clear that the cold was not the only killer on that mountain.
The kinds of injuries some of them had were just shocking. A medical examiner later said that the force needed to cause them was similar to being hit by a car. These were massive, lethal traumas inside their bodies, but with no external wounds to match. And then there was the most bizarre, the most unsettling finding of all. One of the hikers was discovered with her tongue missing. So this is the heart of the whole Dyatlov Pass puzzle. How do you explain these incredible, violent injuries when the scene itself shows no signs of a fight and there's no evidence anyone else was even there? It just doesn't add up. As you can imagine, an event this strange has sparked endless theories over the decades. So let's take a quick look at some of the most common ones. So, an avalanche is a popular theory, but it just doesn't quite fit the strange injuries or explain why they'd run from their tent. Secret military tests? Another big one. But there's literally no official record, no evidence to back it up. And of course, some people speculate about aliens or even a Yeti, but that's all it is, speculation, with zero proof. At the end of the day, every logical explanation you can think of just falls apart when you look at all the evidence. Every single theory just leaves way too many crucial questions unanswered. And so after all this time, we're left exactly where the original investigators were, staring into a deep, dark, and profoundly unsettling mystery. I mean, from the moment that tent was discovered back in 1959 all the way to today, the most fundamental questions, what happened out there and why, are still completely unanswered. More than 60 years of investigating, of speculating, of analyzing, and we're no closer to a real answer. It just stands as one of history's great unsolved cases, a dark story, frozen in time on that lonely mountain. The Dyatlov Pass Incident is just this chilling reminder that some truths might be way stranger than we can even imagine. Was it a freak force of nature, a dark government secret, or something else entirely? So I'll leave you with this. What do you believe happened out there?